Hello and welcome to Scientifically Speaking. Today I'm talking about energy and matter, and I said that in my visions from God, God showed me that energy and matter were separate. He didn't show me what matter was, he showed me that energy moved matter. Energy attracts matter, matter covers energy, then energy moves matter. And God confirms this by saying constantly within the Bible that it is the Spirit who gives life, the flesh is of no help at all. And the words I have spoken to you are spirit and life, because I say matter is dead. Okay, so today we're going to look at a little video that I just made about plants and the atmosphere and the magnetic field. Thanks a lot. Hello and welcome to Scientifically Speaking. Today we're going to be talking about the relationship between energy and matter. Now, I say energy is alive and matter is nothing, it's dead, it's dust, powered by energy. No atom, no piece of matter has any intrinsic value of energy other than what it has received from the surrounding electrical environment. Now, one of the easiest ways to prove this is during the winter, as it's coming up for winter. Now, here we're looking at east. Now, a lot of people get confused, people on conspiracy channels. You see, the sun's rising over there at this time of year, but in midsummer, it rises over there. Now, people in the last couple of years have been influenced by conspiracy channels because they see the sun moving and they think the planet's tilting. Well, the planet is tilting, but it does that every year. In the winter it rises there, and in the summer it rises over there. The planet tips that way in summer and this way in winter. Now, coming back to energy and life. This is the bush. These are the last leaves on it. Everything else has gone. Now, in spring, when the Earth tips back towards the sun, the north field gets connected to the sun. And what happens is, the planet is energized and electricity shoots out the ground, which is why plants are this shape. This is the shape of the energy after it has gone through an electrically coded DNA frequency code. And that means all the instructions inside any DNA is electrically activated. The electricity activates it, which makes it produce an EM field shape, and it is directed by the instructions to create a magnetic field that looks like this. Now, when I talk of electricity and magnetism, everything in the system that we are in is electricity and magnetism. But that means electricity can also go sideways. So you have everything that's electromagnetism that way, it's electromagnetism that way. But that's electricity and that is magnetism. If you measure the magnetism of the planet, it runs along the ground and then in levels like this, because it comes out of the North Pole and along the ground, and then the field builds up into the atmosphere. So in the spring, energy shoots out the ground. Electricity travels through the whole tree and it produces electromagnetic waves, which is what this is. Now, I've got many previous old videos about leaves where I roll them back up and you are left with just a double helix spiral of the leaf, because that all leaves are an electromagnetic expression of the DNA code frequency. So what happens? So I say that energy rises up out of the ground, pushes water out because water is diamagnetic, and that's what makes the tree grow. When the sun tips back again, so the sun's over there, the south field is now attached more to the sun and is drawing in more energy. So the top half of the planet, the energy recedes back into the ground, and so trees appear to die. Now, just the whole point of this video is to show you that once energy is gone, the plant starts to fall to pieces. So the growth energy of this plant has gone. So if this piece here had some kind of intrinsic energy, I could not pull it off of here. Now this has the intrinsic energy of the plant, but there's so much matter in here and dead connections, which is what these are. This is where a leaf came off. And I've said that once something has its energy removed, it falls to bits, it drops to death. There's no water being pushed up now, so there is no electrical connection. So there is no electromagnetic connection, there's no magnetism to create a bond. So it falls off. Like that. They just pop off. Like most of them, they're not connected anymore. They just drop away. And if I pull, so that one just fell off. If I just pull that one off, don't know if you can see it, but that has a hole in the bottom, which is what all these growth nubs are on the side. Grab that one, see if that one's a little better. Yeah, there we go. So I pulled one from a little higher up. As you can see, there's a hole, and that's where it sat on that growth nub. But the connection has gone because energy is drained back down. So every part of the plant that had the new growth will drop off and leave a node for the next set of growth, which will then be thicker. So the whole point of the video is this plant won't survive if our energy electromagnetic field collapses. Everything in this will start to break down and drop into the ground because it's only held up now by the relative magnetic field that is here in general in the system C of energy. But anything like this, poof, this is where energy is no longer flowing. So it drops to pieces. And that is the relationship between energy and matter. If you don't eat, you'll die. If you don't drink, you'll die. If you don't take in air, you will die. Because all energy comes from outside the organism on this planet. There is no energy inside you that will make you grow without food, water, or air. And all these are transporting objects of energy into the body. All energy comes from outside. So this isn't doing anything, which means atoms aren't doing anything. Energy is coming from outside to energize atoms. And when the sky collapses and tears open and we're exposed to space, which is what it says in the Bible, many people will be torn from the earth. Everything that was alive will die because it will have no field. And when the field reactivates, it might not be here. It might be over there, which means this won't get any energy and it will die. I have several trees just around there and one has died. Then there's a new one, new one, new one, new one. And they're slowly dying in a row. So they're growing, dying, growing, dying, growing, dying, growing, dying, because the field is moving. This has a beam in it. And the funny thing is, so does all DNA at the moment of conception. Every person on this planet has a beam of energy, electromagnetism, from the planet running through them, which is what gave them the energy for the two DNA parts to be pulled together. Because DNA, two sets of half DNA, do not magically join together. It's an electrical connection, and it's caused by the energy field coming out of the ground, just like this. That's why old mythological stories talk of the golden cord being cut. Yeah, that would be the magnetic field disappearing. And God says, in the end times, people will drop like dung. And they will. Because when the energy field turns off, your beam could disappear. And it says, pray to God that you can stand in that day. So believers will be given power by God. Anybody relying on the planet and the mortality of things without God will die. They will drop like dung in the streets because their golden cord just got cut off or super energized by a massive outpouring from the sun of energy. And then that rushes into the earth and it energizes every single EM field. And so people will die of heart attacks and cardiac arrests, strokes, things exploding inside their body basically, because your veins are electrical conduits. The life is in the blood. So the electricity is in the blood that you take into your body. So if that's super duper energized up, that's when you get people suffering aneurysms and heart attacks. So there we go. Everything survives by energy from outside. And if it's not getting any energy, it falls to bits. Thanks very much. My name is Lee. I follow the Christ. And I'm telling you all about the things that he showed me. Thanks a lot.